What's up? I can see you right there. What's up?
Who recorded? You recorded?
Oh, that's live stream. I can hear everything.
Yeah, it's open. It's up already. DJ texted me.
home actually, because they're probably 3 or 4 hours away. But we're still going to recognize their contribution to our team this year. I want to start off by saying I thoroughly enjoyed this year. We had a great run, exciting. You guys, y'all really left your footprint in Division II. Everybody's gonna be looking for you to come back in 2022, and I think you are gonna be back. And I think this time, this trophy will be a little bit different. It's gonna say championship on it. But you guys, I was so proud of you guys and the effort that y'all put in. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And I know our fans can't wait until you guys get back on the court again in the fall. And also, I'm gonna say from my heart, thank y'all for everything. I am retiring. I put in my retirement. My last day is July 1st. It's an exciting decision, but at the same time, it's a tough decision because I've been doing it for so long. Not just the athletics part, I did that for 14 seasons. I've been here to college for 31 years and 6 months by the time I leave. Thank you. If you would have asked me years ago if I would work in one place for that long, I told you no. Might have said it a little bit different too. But yeah, I mean, it's funny though. I mean, when I first started, I could read what's on this without glasses. But now, I cannot read anything on here without my reading glasses. But again, I'm going to be coming to the games. Matt saved me a box seat. One of the box seats, reserved me a box seat. Hey, I'll end up working for Matt. I'll probably end up running water to the players. I'll do something. But once you got the storm in your heart, it's never gonna leave. And I'm gonna miss everybody. But at the same time, like I said, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be at the games. I want to thank Matt. Matt started this with me from the ground floor in 2007. Took off like a rocket. It was like a speeding train going by, and you grab the hammer. And so the colleges had to catch up with Matt. But he works hard. He puts in a lot of time, and that hard work is paid off. And so, I know he's going to continue that, and his quest is to win the national championship, and he is going to win the national championship. The assistant coaches that we have this year, Coach Jay, Coach Allen, just fun to be around. Just brought so much to this team. The other coaches that we have, Steve, Elliott, Kenzie Burkhardt, they're our coaches for volleyball. Michael Branson, I think Michael's in here somewhere. There he is. And Thomas Lee Crease is actually his assistant as well. Has brought so much to the program and exciting, just fun to work with. That's one of the things that I'm really going to miss because I've had a ball this year with everybody. Game workers, got a lot of game workers here. We got Tristan here. Tristan did streaming. I see Natalie. I see Mark Beck. I see Manuel. I'm missing somebody. Monique and Joan. I'm missing somebody. Dylan. I see Dylan. All of you, we couldn't have our games without you. I mean, you're an integral part of our program. And hopefully you'll be back this fall. Our staff here at college, Yvette Canty and our financial aid department has worked wonders and just patient and working with our players to make sure they have a financial aid. Jasmine Hargrave supervising. Jasmine is critical to our program, and she's been right on point. Let's see, Dr. Coates, who actually is retiring. Her last day is tomorrow. She's helped our program. Jvon Jones, she was my first supervisor when we took on athletics, and she did an excellent job as well. Dr. Ridley was the president, and she's the one that brought athletics to Davidson County Community College, and I appreciate her for doing that. It's done wonders for our campus, and it's going to continue to grow. We are going to add more teams to the program. We talked about men's baseball, women's softball, men's women's soccer, women's basketball. So you're going to see a lot more programs come on our campus. And this program is going to get bigger and bigger. Jimmy Varner and Kristen Briggs, they work in the foundation. Many thanks to the foundation. They help pay for the big trips like we have, like we just had going to Illinois. And so they're a critical part of our success. The Board of Trustees, I want to thank them just for giving me the opportunity years ago to come here. I started in 1990, and just for working with our program. Players, parents, thank you all for all you've done. It's been a joy to see you at the games and to see y'all cheering on our team. And then the other fans in the community, I'd like to thank them as well. We get tremendous support. And we might have a small gym, but when you look at the amount of people that come to our games, there are not many other community colleges that can touch our fan base. One of these days when they get that new arena built, it's going to be unbelievable. I think we'll probably quadruple the people that we have coming to the games. And with that being said, I will move on. Again, thank you all. And I want to recognize Matt Ridge, our head coach, and excellent job that he's done here, not just this past season, but what he's done from day one in building this program and really helping to put our entire athletics program on the map. People know about Davidson County Community College, or Davidson-Davie Community College. And the exposure that he's given and the lives that all of us we have touched over the years, and personalities, dealing with different personalities and learning our own personalities, and it's been an experience. It's been a good experience, and we're gonna ride or die all the way, until we can't do it no more. But I'm a big Matt Ridge fan, and I wish him all the best. And like I said, I know he's gonna win a national championship, if not several. So that being said, I want to give him a plaque for his 14th season. This is from Davidson County. He's got so many trophies. I had to write it all down. He's also voted Coach of the Year for Region 10, for winning the Region 10 championship, and he was the Coach of the Year for Men's Basketball Division 2, 2021. Matt also added to his trophy case, Coach of the Year, South Atlantic A District Men's Basketball Division 2, 2021. And now I'm going to turn it over to Coach Ridge, and he will do the awards.
Well, we got a lot to celebrate now. And one of which is this man right here, 29 plus years. When I interviewed 15 years ago, he was on the committee, and I don't remember you having all that gray hair, Ken. I had a little bit more hair, actually.
Yeah, you have a lot more hair.
But in 14 plus years, you know, Kim and I had a lot of peaks and valleys, and we've grown together. We've cried together, we've laughed together, we've done a lot together. So thank you so much for what you've done, not just for me, but for this entire athletic program, this community, and most importantly, the young men that's come through here. So we appreciate you a lot. Thank you. I want to start off by just saying a few words about people that have really helped us become who we are. I want to first start with the media. Where's Daniel? He's here tonight somewhere. Daniel works for the Enterprise and Times. Came to multiple games this year in the COVID year when most media folks didn't get out at all, so we appreciate what you did for us and the publicity you gave our program. Mike Dupree's not here tonight, and Zach Kelly, is not here, but he was a long-time Thompson Times reporter that did a phenomenal job. He was almost at every home game and actually traveled with some away games. This year when we were making our postseason run, Fox 8 and WFM Live did a phenomenal job of covering us. I would have to leave my hotel room almost daily for them to do a Zoom with me to put stuff on the news about our game the previous night. So just want to say thank you to them as well. And like Ken said, we have people online watching that couldn't be here tonight for various reasons. So thank you all for making the trip that are here. I appreciate you driving in. And you folks at home, thanks for tuning in. I want to thank all of our volunteers, because it is a lot of time. Starting with Mark Beck. Where's Mark? Mark, thank you for all you do for us on the shot clock, and of course all your support that you give us. Dylan, we're going to miss you so much. Where's Dylan? Every day, every practice, he was here an hour plus doing the COVID stuff, staying after practice, spraying everything down with sanitizer, kept stats, had to put up with me yelling at him whenever he wouldn't start the clock right during practice. But Dylan, you were phenomenal, man. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you for a lot of reasons, but you were dependable. Dylan's going to Western Carolina next year. He's a phenomenal student from a phenomenal family, and he'll do wonders there both in the classroom and for their basketball program. He's going to be on their staff there as one of their managers. Our trainers who are not here tonight, David and Ellen, for coming to our home games. Tristan, you've been with us now for 2 years. Is that right? 2 years. Thank you for all you've done the last 2 years, screaming, did both practices and games for our fans, parents, community. You kept everybody laughing for sure, and we'll miss you. Okay.
Yeah.
Natalie Beck, been with us for 4 years. Where's Natalie? Natalie's dad. Came back this year from college to help us out, both for practices, games, washed uniforms, filmed every game, then uploaded it into Synergy. So, all these folks put in so much time behind the scenes and don't get enough praise. So really do appreciate all of you. Scott Richardson, I know you're watching online tonight, couldn't be with us. Thank you for keeping a clock for 14 years running, and taking the trip to Danville, Illinois with Larry Dollars. Manuel, best statistician in JUCO. Thank you for all you did for us this year. And I forgot to mention, Dylan, that was another one of your jobs, keeping stats with my man Manuel. Thank you for all you do, not just on game day, but uploading our schedule into the NJSW website, all of the stats and everything that you do behind the scenes. And Jvon, who is one of our red shirts, kept the book for us during the games, and much like Tristan, Jvon kept us laughing. Yvette Candy, Ken mentioned about financial aid, one of the most kind, Christian, loving people on this campus. Couldn't thank her enough for all she does for our guys. Our academic advisor, Jasmine, who's not here tonight, does an amazing job with our guys, keeping them on point academically, scheduling classes, study halls, etc. She puts in a lot of time helping our guys graduate and walk across that stage, which is more important than anything they're doing on the court. This year we added some things to our streaming, thanks to Jared Bowman, who's not here tonight. Jared did a phenomenal job of upgrading our streaming for parents, four-year coaches, and our community. And he had a little bit of help from a gentleman back there in the back named Miles Poole. Miles, thank you for all you did this year, not just on game day, but the prep you put in for every game, because you came in prepared, knowing not just about the storm, but our opponent, and that was obvious to our fans. I got countless comments of the job that you did and the time you put in, not just on game day, but the coaches show. So thank you for all you did. And Monique and Miss March, I know Miss Johnny couldn't be here tonight, and Miss Monique's husband Aaron, the countless hours of therapy, providing pregame meal, and just your guidance and your love that you show these young men. I just can't thank y'all enough. Y'all are truly selfless, and I really do sincerely appreciate all of you, the whole family. So if you would, join me in congratulating that entire group. Rodney, I am so sorry. Where's Rodney? I had you up on my paper. Our bus driver. Rodney, you did a phenomenal job this year. I cannot leave you out. I apologize. I somehow overlooked your name on here, but you are on my sheet. So thank you. Couldn't get to away games without you. Now the administration, Dr. Hartness, couldn't be here tonight, but he has certainly brought an addition to the athletic program. His vision for athletics is truly remarkable, and I think the future is really bright with him at the helm of this school in a lot of different ways, not just athletically. But he took a week off. The president of the school took a week off to fly to Danville to be with us, and that spoke volumes to me. He celebrated with us in our locker rooms after the 3 wins. He was with us when we shed tears the night of the championship game. So that means a lot to me that our president took the time to spend an entire week with us in Danville. So if you're watching Dr. Hartness online, thank you so very much for everything and your leadership. My 2 assistants, I'm hard to play for, but I'm probably harder to work for, because every night we're not playing, I pretty much expect them out recruiting all over the state. They help run practice, they drive vans, they take ankles. They're really loyal to me, which is the most important quality an assistant can have. So I just can't thank Coach Allen and Coach Jay enough, because they're not just really good coaches, but more importantly, they're good people that I hope our young players can see that they're not just here to coach, but they're helping to grow in every area of their life. So thank you guys for being not just good coaches, but good people. Now I'd like to focus on the reason we're here, and that's the 20 young men that was in our program this year. It was certainly a record-setting year in a lot of ways. Just to mention a few, we had 5 players average double figures, and a 6th player averaged 9 points. So the balance that we had on our team offensively was hard to prep for. If you have a team with one guy averaging 27 points, which there was a team in the national tournament like that, South Suburban, who was predicted to come out of their bracket, they lost in the first round. It's easier to prep for a team that has 1 star. But we had a lot of stars. And some of the stars didn't even score double figures. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But we were 2nd in the nation in assists per game at 23.6. So our guys really balled into sharing the ball. And to be honest with you, that is the one thing I think most JUCO coaches struggle with, because kids go JUCO for one reason, and that's to get to the next level. So to get the kids to buy in and play together at some places is difficult. But I've been blessed to have really unselfish young men, and this group is no different than that. Won the regular season by going 15-1 in Division II. Folks, that's not easy to do in this region. There were teams in our region that finished middle of the pack that I told my wife, if they had been in Danville, they would have won some games. So our region is really, really good. And for us to go 15-1, and last year's group, which there were several sophomores on this team that was part of last year's group, they only lost 1 game as well. Folks, that's 2 years we've only lost 1 game in Region 10. But this year we won the regional tournament, just like last year, by beating 3 really quality opponents, Bryce, Stratton, Tuttle Valley, and Sand Hills. So that was certainly fun to do in Brinkley Gym. And then our final ranking of 2nd in the country was special. We were ranked as high as 1st during the season. And then when we got to Danville, we got the 1 seed, which was also incredible. First time in the history of our program. And we were the first team in the state of North Carolina to play for an NJCLA Division II national championship. And of course, we were national runner-ups. Finished 23-3. Super proud of all their accomplishments on the court, but more importantly, the young men that I was blessed to coach every single day in the journey we went through together to get those results. So if you would join me in just congratulating all those guys. When we got to Danville, a few days before, I got a text from the guy that was over the committee for the seed and said, Matt, your team, the opponent just changed. And I was like, it just changed? What are you talking about? This was determined a week ago, approximately. So I was teaching math, so I told my kids to hold on a second. I picked up the phone, I called him and said, what are you talking about? The seed change. He said, well, the team you were supposed to play had a COVID case. So we're thinking, since that region, there was no district championship game, we're going to go to the next at-large berth, which is St. Clair, who is ranked 6th in the country. And I thought, man, this is just great. So I came to practice and I started to tell these guys, we're not going to make an excuse. And Jvon came to me before I even approached the team. He said, Coach, we're good. I don't care who we play. We'll be fine. And so I knew right then when Jvon came to me and said that we were going to be just that. We were going to be fine. And we ended up beating them, I believe, 28 or 28 points in the first round. And then, of course, the second round, the national office did us a favor by putting a little opponent in our path that we played a few times. So we were fortunate enough to beat Sand Hills, who was ranked 7th in the country. And then the next round, we played an undefeated team in Garrett, and we beat them by 7 or 8 or 9 to get to the national championship. So 3 really tough opponents that we had to beat to get to the national championship game. And we were right there with them, up 7 with 7 minutes to go, and I didn't do a very good job those last 7 minutes. So just could not be more proud of the guys and the run they made and their ability mentally to approach success like failure and stay humble and not let success go to their head. I think that's going to help them not just win games, but more importantly in life, stay hungry and not get the big head. The chemistry of this team was special. Early on, it was a little bit of a struggle because we had so many returning sophomores, and they were so close from last year's group. They went 31-1. But as time went along, and we actually got to start playing games in January, the freshmen and sophomores started becoming one because we were now getting to play other teams instead of each other like the whole entire first semester. But one of the greatest feelings any college coach can have is to be able to watch their group put all individual goals aside and agendas aside and reach a common goal. And this year, we got to do it in Brinkley Gym, and we got, as coaches, watch our guys climb up the ladder, cut down nets, and celebrate not just with ourselves, but their family. And to be able to see them and have smiles on their faces is something I'll never forget. So I want to thank everybody here tonight, our players, and especially their parents for their support unconditionally, not just for your son, but the entire team. Because you're here because of your son, but at the same time, you have to understand a coach makes his decisions based on what's best for the entire team during the season. So thank you for that support. Now I'm going to introduce all 20 players, even though we only have 7 here tonight. So as I call your name, if you would come up, and we're going to do this in alphabetical order. My staff will give you your medal, and some of you have more than one based on some of the individual awards you got this year. So we'll start at the beginning of the alphabet with Nas Baltimore. If you would, I tell you what, let's hold our applause to the end, if you would, just so I can talk about him, and then at the end we'll give him a big round of applause. Nas had an incredible year this year. He led us in rebounding at 7.2 rebounds a game. He averaged 12.7 points. He affected the game in a lot of ways other than just rebounding and scoring, blocking shots, altering shots. Just his presence on the floor made us better because the other team had to focus on keeping the ball out of his hand because he shoots such a high percentage. He was named to the first team All-Region team. He was also selected National Player of the Week for the week of March 22nd through March 28th. That week we played Central Carolina, Lewisburg, and Sand Hills. Okay, 2 teams ranked in the top 10 of the country. Nas averaged that week 23 points, 11.5 rebounds, and shot an amazing 61.3% from the field. Obviously, with him coming back, we have really high expectations, but that starts now. That starts this summer. So we look forward to seeing the time you invest, not just on the court and the weight room, but most importantly in the classroom this summer. Next up, Tim Bulmaire, who is not here tonight. Tim averaged 5.7 points, 3.5 rebounds. He was extremely versatile where he could play both on the perimeter and the post. He has an incredible motor, and in Danville, he had 2 amazing first-round games. Probably one of our best players on the floor, to be honest with you. In 2 games, he scored 31 points, 18 rebounds, and he was flying around like Superman on the court. It was just fun to watch there on the bench. I was turning to my assistant saying, this guy's having a career at the right time. Bryce Douglas transferred to us from Notre Dame College in January. He was a second semester redshirt, extremely dependable, pushed his teammates in practice, and obviously going forward, we got big time expectations for him as well. Quincy Drake, Quincy is here tonight. Quincy, come on up, buddy. Was another one of our red shirts like Bryce. Did a great job challenging his teammates and making them better in practice, especially late in the year. He was jumping in every drill and pushing guys like Nas and Jarvis Tillman and those guys and getting them ready for the districts and the national tournament. Josh Dupree. Josh came to us from nearby Catawba College where he was on an athletic scholarship. Josh was instant offense and instant defense most games off the bench. He did start a handful of games for us, but he played minutes like a starter. I thought of him as a starter. He was unbelievably talented, not just offensively, but he came off the bench a lot of games and was flying around, getting deflections, which led to our fast break, and we're certainly going to miss you next year, Josh. Jvon Jones, who could not be here tonight, otherwise known as Day Day, was one of our red shirts that certainly kept everybody loose. Love being around this guy. Everybody loves Wong. He also got a lot better defensively throughout the year, and like I said earlier, he did a great job of keeping the scorebook during games, and we look forward to Wong coming back. Jvon Jones, our team captain. Jvon led by example every day, by example, and most days verbally. His energy was contagious. His competitive spirit is hard to find in guys in this generation. I don't care if you're playing checkers or you're playing for the national championship. This guy hates losing as much as the head coach. And, him and I are wired a lot alike, and I just can't say enough good things about Jvon. Most 4-year coaches that watched him play would come to me and say, how do you get him to play that hard, man? And honestly, the answer is it had nothing to do with him. And other coaches would say, it's amazing how every dead ball he turns and looks to you for the next call. So that's how you make people better, is constantly thinking. And Jvon in 2 years has really grown. But he did average 14.6 points, 7 rebounds, 5.6 assists. He was named first team All-Region, just like Nas was. He was also named the All-Tournament team in Danville and was voted first team All-American. He has turned down multiple scholarships to come back here next year for his 3rd season. So we look forward to having you back, bud. Chase Melvin. Chase was injured almost the entire first semester, so did not, unfortunately, get to practice with us. And we were redshirting him because of his injury. And due to a teammate having an unexpected, abrupt end to his season, we activated Chase for several reasons in January, or maybe February, I believe it was, because he was not only doing a good job in practice, but he was doing a phenomenal job in the classroom. And boy, am I glad we activated him, because when we were up 2 with 30 seconds to go, and Nas had fouled out, and Chase played limited minutes for us this year, folks. Sandhill drives to the basket, up 2, in the lead 8, and all of a sudden I see a blur from the weak side come flying out of the air. I thought it was Superman, but it was Chase Melvin. And he blocked the shot, which was the biggest block I've ever had a kid have in my career, especially on that stage. So, that gives me chill bumps to think about that. For somebody that played very few minutes to come out on the weak side and make that kind of play in that big of a game was just really, really, really neat. And I don't know if you remember me, the morning of that game, we challenged you in the business office when we met as a team. You responded, buddy. And you're a big reason why we played for the national championship. Next up is Eli. Eli Paceworth could not be with us tonight. He's another one of our sophomores that did a great job of pushing his teammates every day. He played so hard in practice. And those are the types of guys who played limited minutes for us that made us who we were. Without those guys, we wouldn't have got better every single day. So We'll miss Eli next year and wish him the best. He had 2 great years, practiced really, really hard, and proud of him. Isaiah Pruitt also could not be here tonight, our starting point guard. The majority of the season, he usually guarded on other teams' starting point guard, 94 feet. He wore him down defensively and offensively by pushing the ball and really being the engine that made us go. He made a game-winning shot this year at Bryce Stratton at the buzzer on Sunday, February 14th. He averaged 9 points, 3 assists, and he too was also named to the all-tournament team in Danville, Illinois at the national tournament, and we will certainly miss him as well. James Richardson, who also could not be here tonight, another one of our returning players from last year who redshirted last year. You know, James is in a unique situation where he redshirted last year. This year he played, but since it was a COVID year, he still has 4 years of eligibility left. And he is certainly an athletic point guard that is tough to guard when he gets going downhill, and we'll certainly miss him as well. LJ Rogers. LJ could not be here tonight either, but LJ averaged 10.6 points a game this year. He hit 49 threes, which was second on our team, while shooting 34.3% from the three-point line. He was our best post-entry passer. He hit the ball inside the guys like Nas and Jarvis and Chase. He had 87 assists on the season, had an incredible high basketball IQ, and 4-year coaches would often walk up to me and say, that's the guy, that's the glue guy on your team. He makes the right play at the right time. And a lot of them are recruiting him because of that. He turned down a full scholarship to Claflin University to return to our team next year. So obviously, LJ, I know you're listening. We're looking forward to having you back and watching you progress this offseason. J.J. Robinson also could not be here tonight. Another one of our walk-on redshirts who also did a great job of pushing his teammates every day. Really athletic guard from the same high school as Nas and LJ. Willing to do any little job I asked him to do throughout the year. He would sometimes fill in to stream games when Tristan couldn't be at the game. So appreciate all you did, JJ. Aaron Ross. Aaron's here. Come on up, Aaron. Aaron is another one of our first-year guards that's extremely athletic. Did a great job throughout the whole year. Late in the year, had some big-time plays in big-time games. I remember against San Diego, you came off the bench and had some key plays. And without your plays, I don't know that we would have won those close games. Also, I'll say Aaron is probably one of the most respectful young men I've ever coached at this college, and I mean that. And I've told you that a lot, but I mean it, and it does not go unnoticed. So thank you for all your hard work, and especially being coachable with a great attitude. Jaden Scribman. Jaden could not be here tonight. Jaden averaged 11 points, 5 rebounds this year. Unfortunately, his season abruptly ended with a knee injury in practice. It was really unfortunate because with him in Danville, I think that last game could have turned out differently, but that wasn't in God's plan. His work ethic was truly amazing. His roommate would tell me, Coach, he gets up every day at 5 a.m. The guy's a machine. He gets up, he's lifting weights, he's doing push-ups, he's in his school. He is a prototypical student athlete. He is a phenomenal student academically. And because he's a great athlete and a great player, a lot of 4 years are currently recruiting. So we're excited about him coming back and not just helping us, but us helping him get to that next level, just like all of our players. DJ Suggs also could not be here tonight. He's another one of our returners from last year who redshirted. He averaged 12.4, 3.5 rebounds, shot 43% from 3 and 81% from the free throw line. He led us in 3-point field goals, made it 75. And he had multiple games where he made 5 or 6 threes. DJ was also named to the all-tournament team in Danville, and we're certainly excited to watch his development this offseason, both on the court and in the classroom. Tyreese Thompson, who also could not be here tonight, from Asheville. Tyreese is extremely talented, very ambidextrous, uses that left hand as almost as good as his right. Really got a lot better defensively, and really helped us in our run to that national championship, because of his commitment to the defensive end. Jarvis Tillman, who is with us tonight, is one of the most unselfish guys on our team, although they all were unselfish. Jarvis, whether he played 1 second or 40, his demeanor and disposition was never any different. He led us in block shots in limited minutes of playing time. He was extremely effective when we went to our zone. And I often would put him in when we would go zone because I knew I could trust him to rotate, take up space, and use his length in our zone, even though I hate playing zone. I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to playing man, but my assistants did a good job of staying my ear to get, us into the zone late in the game when we were up. And Jarvis, you did a great job in a lot of things, not just our zone. Bryant Wong, who also could not be with us tonight, walked on this year. His season was cut short due to a medical situation, but he got a lot better in the last 2 years, thinking fast and just absorbing everything that we throw at the kids mentally. And so proud of him in the classroom. He's doing a great job there as well. J.J. Williams is our last player who unfortunately could not make it in tonight. One of our best shooters on the team. He also developed a lot throughout the season defensively. Got a lot better to the point where he went from playing limited minutes to about 10 to 15 a game. He made 33s this year, shot 40.5% from the three, and his commitment to improve defensively was very obvious to me. He took as much pride in his academics as anybody in our program. He's a great student, so really proud of his development on the court and in the classroom. Now I'd like to talk about our managers in a little bit more detail, even though I mentioned them earlier. Natalie, thank you so much for your 4 years. We'd love to have you back. Thank you for all the little things you do to make my job easier, like washing the uniforms, picking up players when they don't have a ride, keeping stats, and all this shit. Dylan, I've already told you thank you, but again, I've got you down here because it's so important to recognize guys like you that put in so much time and all the things you did behind the scenes. Tristan, again, you as well. Can't thank you enough, buddy. We're going to miss you. And if you and Dylan or Natalie want to come back, we'd love to have you. And of course, Manuel, I've already mentioned you as well, but I want to thank you again for all you do. Folks, I want to thank all these folks as well as the parents for all the support and love. But I want to recognize the returning players from last year's team before I step down, because in 2 years they've done several special things. And if I can just have those guys stand up. Jvon, who else? Nas. Do I have any other second-year guys here? Is it just them two? Okay, well, we had, I believe, was it 8 returners? Is that right? We had 8 returners. In 2 years, they won 2 regular season championships, 2 district championships, earned 2 trips to the national tournament, 1 appearance in the national championship game, and in 2 years, these 8 guys went 54-4. That's pretty doggone good. Now I'd like for the other guys that are first-year guys to stand up. And I would like for us all, if you guys would come up front so folks can take pictures if they'd like. And kind of get around the national championship trophy. Get around the national championship trophy. Right? I'm just the runner-up. They know us. So, if you would, join me in just congratulating and thanking these guys for all they did this year. Now, when they're done, Tristan, you and Manuel, Mark, Miles, who am I missing? Dylan. I said Natalie already, I believe. Anybody else that's inside our inner circle, Coach Jay, Coach Allen, if y'all wouldn't get in the picture as well. Ken, you better get over here, your turn. I told Ken before we came over here I was going to weigh and roast him at his celebration party, but I've got things forward. I'm going to say those.
Y'all spent a week together in Illinois. Y'all can get a little closer in this.
That's right. Rodney, come on up. Can't reach you the second time.
You better speak up, Rodney.
We'll put you in the middle, Rodney.
Oh, John, where's John?
No, this my knee.
Yeah.
Get everybody in there, but not everybody looking.
Just look straight.
Everybody look in the middle.
Look straight. Look straight.
Yeah, you can play.
There you go.
Might as well play the two.
All right. Jvon's gonna say a few words.
Yeah, you gotta go to the
Normally we have our basketball banquet along with volleyball and golf out, but since we're the only team here tonight, Jvon, you can take it as long as you want. All right, you're on the clock. You got to stay at least 5 minutes.
I've done it already. So I talk a lot, don't I? I just want to say thank you to everybody in the whole community, from the parents to the staff to the administration, trainers, parents. Because without everybody, I mean, this wouldn't have been able to be done. And I know we all enjoyed this year and we came up short, but next year we're going to get back and we're going to do what we have to do to get that national championship. And I feel like we all can make that promise. I feel like we all can say that we're going to go home or stay and work on our flaws, not just on the court, but off the court, because it's more important to get better as a person and not just in sports, because the ball will stop bouncing. And like, what do you have to look back on? It's school. You have to graduate, get in there and do your schoolwork. Because if you don't, I mean, you ain't gonna have nothing. And I just want to say, these past 2 years, I've gotten a lot better. I used to be a headache to my parents, school. I used to be a headache. And I feel like this man has helped me grow a lot, and I really appreciate him. So, thank you. I ain't gonna cry. I ain't gonna cry. Let me get out here.
Okay. Coach Jay, Coach Allen. Y'all got anything you want to say real quick? All right, this guy right here is dressed like he's ready for the NBA draft.
Just stop, man. I didn't like y'all like everybody talking about. I didn't like y'all too. I mean, I'd be quite honest. Y'all supposed to laugh at that. But nah, man, this is an amazing year. First, thank God for this season. Thank Ken, Matt, Alan, man, players, community, staff, everyone. I mean, I can't be repetitive. It was already mentioned. This is a great program. When COVID hit, me and the wife to be in 3 months, moved down to her mom's. Job is shut down. You guys are gonna be 100% varsity. You know, and I'm like, man. And the wife was like, let's go down to my mom's. You know, it's not as a hotbed for COVID as it is in DC right now. Let's just go down. So okay, all right, we'll try it out. I'm a city guy, so go down to the country for a little bit. So like, babe, what about my team at Parkdale? What about coaching? You might have the season. Like, well, you can searching maybe some basketball program down there you might like. I said, I don't know about that. So every day she'd tell me, hey, did you look online? Did you look online? Like, yeah, I looked online, but really I wasn't really looking. So she stayed on my back about it, so I said, okay, cool, I'll look. So I came across an article said Davidson Community College. I said, oh, that school sounds a little familiar. Let me look it up. Looked it up. Saw these guys say, oh my God, this is the team who put us out of the playoffs when I coached at PG. I said, let's see how far it is from here. I didn't know it was this close to Salisbury. Put it in the GPS. It said 25 minutes away. I said, oh, babe, it's 25 minutes away. It's like, what you doing? I said, okay, let me make a phone call. So I had a good friend that's an assistant at Livingstone. So I called him up, Ralph. I said, Ralph, you heard this Davidson, you know anybody? I said, Davidson, yeah. We just signed 3 of their players. I'm really well. Apply for that. So I applied, and man, I seen the email. I was shocked. Got the phone call from Matt, Ken, and then the rest is pretty much history. They called me one day and was like, "Hey man, during the interview, he was an awesome candidate, but we forgot to tell you how much you gonna make." I said, "Man, it ain't much." That's what they said. It ain't much. So, are you willing to do this for X amount of time? I ain't gonna tell you how many millions it was. Changed everything. I said, it would be an honor to coach there. If it came down to it, I would do it for free. I know how good of a program you guys right now. I would do it for free. But they gave me a call back and said, "Hey, how's your day been?" I said, "My day wasn't so good." They said, "Hey, well, we got something better for you. We're gonna go ahead and hire you as assistant coach." I said, "Wow." They said, "Yeah, you stood out over 70 to 75 candidates. You stood out to us." Which meant a lot to me. I haven't been on many interviews in my life. I can count on one hand the interviews I've been to, and I was a nervous ball during that interview process. Didn't think I did well at all, but this program and this school and this community have so much integrity. It's unbelievable. When they say Southern hospitality, it really is. That's a real thing. When I came there, Ken said, "Yeah, come to my office." I came to his office and gave me a big ring of keys. I said, "What is this?" "Oh, 50 keys. That's your keys, man." I said, "Wow. This is a key for every building on campus." When I was at PG, we didn't have that type of trust and integrity. So another quick story, early on, Coach said, "I want to get you out and do some recruiting. Go ahead out, get some recruiting done." And I was in my head, I'm like, "Oh man, Coach, how am I gonna get there?" Said, "Get there. What's this name? Jim. Call Jim and get a car." I said, "What? A car?" "Yeah, call Jim and tell him you want a car." I said, "Oh my God." What I signed up for? This is man. This is really some integrity here. At PG, it was never a chance that they give us a car to go recruit. But that's just part of the integrity that this program has. When I first came, Alan was the first person that texted me and said, "Let's meet up and let's go into the gym. Let's get some shots in the talk." This guy is very open, very nice, very calm, except for game time. Except for game time. He's a different person. He's looking, is this the guy that was?
Got more technical than the head coach.
Matt just said he had more technical than the head coach. But, I'm usually the one that's a hothead. And, in my 10 years of doing this now, this is one season that I've been the most calmest in my life. Like, I was so relaxed and laid back because we had so many great players, we had a great coaching staff. And, man, I was telling one of the players, Isaiah, I said, man, when you guys take the ball in your hands, like, I've never been in a coaching program where I'm not losing my marbles because I'm thinking you guys gonna turn it over. It's one of the seasons that I've been most comfortable as a coach. My wife and my brother said, "You're not losing your mind as much." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have a worry in the world, man. These guys are, I trust these guys. I'm even the counsel on the bitch trying to keep Alan calm." But I do want to thank my wife and my daughter, my family, who I was away from a lot this year. My job did start going back. They said I could come in once a week. I didn't know how Matt was going to take that, but he was such, open and flexible with me, and I really appreciate that. He said, "Yeah, you know what? Don't worry about it. Go up, go into the office on Fridays. Just make sure your buddy's back back on Saturday mornings. I was like, I can do that. That's fair. But thank you so much. You know, put your hand up. That beautiful woman over there. Beautiful young lady over there, my daughter. For the time I spent away from them. I mean, I didn't give you guys the backstory. I still have a residence in Maryland right now. So I was away from them a lot. Yeah. To the players, man, I love you guys, man. You were really an awesome group. Great to coach. I've never seen a kid throw the ball off on a fast break, bounce the ball up and go dunk it in the game stuff when I watch the NBA. You're gonna be a pro at it. And I mean that. Only time I ever seen that was on TV. And to see you do it, man, that's awesome, man. And I can go down the list and say things that everybody did. Josh is a pro. Every move that he makes is a pro move. I say it all the time in practice. This kid is a pro. Just hand up, Josh. You know what I'm talking about. He's a pro, man. This Jarvis is a stud, man. Can go up and block the shot at the top of the backboard. Plays with amazing energy. Like his motor is so crazy. He plays so hard. Aaron is such a strong, athletic guard. 1 through 15, man. I never coached a team that 1 through 15 kids can play. That tells a lot about this program. Nas, I call him the dancing bear, man. I never seen a guy with that much height and weight move the way he moved. Call him fat. I'm fat. So if I miss anybody, Chase, man. Oh my God, man. I didn't see much of Chase back because of injury, but when he came back, the kid said, man, hey, you ever seen Chase get dunk? I said, nah. I said, hey, Chase, go show Coach J. This guy bounced the ball, hit off the backboard, and so how we were talking to him, I said, oh my God, this is what we was missing all along. So, man, we got some talented players, 1 through 15. I'm talking a lot, I'm not going to keep y'all any longer, but thank y'all so much. Awesome program, awesome opportunity. I love coaching y'all, and I'm gonna leave y'all with I always say, don't let game time, practice time be what?
Thank you, Shay. My wife tells me to never recognize her, and usually I honor his wishes since Coach Jay honored his wife and two of my 3 daughters are here. The third one's probably watching online, but they obviously sacrifice a lot with me being away. And Candace is completely bought into everything that we're doing here. As soon as we qualify for the national tournament, she's thinking about ordering, things to go on their luggage tags, to getting the food together and asking the players what they like to eat, things I don't think of. So she is the perfect coach's wife. And then, of course, my kids, they hate losing as much as I do. I mean, after we lost that last game, they shed more tears than I did. So I'm so blessed in so many ways. And anybody that knows my family knows that they are completely bought into this basketball family. So love y'all so much, and thank you. I'm going to let Ken have closing remarks unless anybody else has something to say. I know we've been talking for a while, but thank y'all all so very much for driving in and you folks online.
I'm sorry, Quincy, I left you out. I'm sorry. Quincy is a stud, man. When I came in, I'm a football player, at least time. Sorry about that, Quincy.
Well, like Coach Rich said, anybody else want to say anything, feel free to come up here and grab the mic. But, everybody in here, we appreciate all of you. And we're looking forward to seeing you again this fall, which is right around the corner. Like I said, I may be retired, but I'm going to be in my Storm t-shirt or polo shirt, and I'm going to be right there at the games. Once you get it in your blood, you can't get it out of your blood. You're in the Storm family forever. And the program is in great hands. Dr. Hartness is my direct supervisor. I thoroughly enjoyed working for him. Has great insight, great vision for the athletics program overall, and it's going to continue to grow under his leadership. The college is going to continue to grow under his leadership. I thank him for his supervision. And like Matt said, he flew out and to the tournament. I thought that was really awesome. I enjoyed the time we all got to spend together at the tournament. And it's not all about basketball. It's about camaraderie and getting to know each other, meeting new friends, and that's what this program offers. But again, we thank you for coming out tonight, and go Storm. Thank you.
If you want a Chick-fil-A box to go with.